Hey guys, Kev here, and I wanted to go down prototype row. Prototype row, baby. I got a lot of prototypes in right now, and it's just kind of cool. I'm not going to include my own prototypes that I have here, but just prototypes I have from other companies, which is really cool to try and to see. And then there's one I wanted to go over a little bit more detail, but the first one, since it's what I carry today, is the Qvist Bladesworks Veritas. So this is from Jacob. Jacob's a friend at this point. Absolutely love the dude. Love his designs. And I gotta say, when I first saw this design, when he showed it off on Instagram, I wasn't really like excited about it. It wasn't a design that caught my eye personally. He definitely has a unique design style. But when he offered to send me the prototype, I was like, of course. Oh, maybe I need to tighten that down. I know that's something he already addressed on this. And this is actually not going to be made by the company that made this. We'll talk about that in a second. But I do want to do separate videos on all these. So that's one thing. Did you see it? Yeah, okay. That's why it's a prototype. It's not loose at all. So I guess the clip can shift a little bit. That would be something to note if this were to go into production. It just needs to sit deeper. But it's not going to, because this was done by QSP, obviously, who has done his other stuff. But it actually got picked up and licensed by another OEM or another knife brand. And it'll be coming out as a collab knife. So I can't tell you who that company is and or anything like that, but I can tell you it's going to be cool. So anyway, it's just really the design we're looking at, but I'm going to do a full video on this prototype. I just really like it. It fires really well. It works phenomenally well, and it's comfortable in hand. It's just sometimes you look at his designs and you're like, how could that be comfortable? It's got this little cutout in it and whatever, and it just tends to melt into my hand. It's amazing. I love the whole shape, and I didn't think it would work left-handed. Ba-bow! It works really well left-handed, and it's not because the detent's light or anything. It fires. So it's just a really good knife, honestly. Really thin, ergonomic, great action. Yeah, I really dig the Veritas. So then I also got in his Ultim prototype from an unknown OEM that hit him up and was like, hey, we'll make you a knife. And he was like, all right, I got this crazy idea. And they made him this sort of utility knife thing. And again, this needs some updates with stronger magnets and stuff like that, because it needs a little bit of click to it when you open and close it. But it's really cool. You got Ultim handles, and you got this utility kind of blade to it, slider up and down like that. Really cool piece. And obviously Ultim's pretty hot right now, but it's cool to see the internal mechanism, right? So you can see the gears kind of grinding there as they go, or, you know, rolling, whatever you want to say. Really unique and cool. 20 CV blade, just a nice piece. I really think this is cool. I hope he does something with this. It's got the kind of sway back look to it. Love it. So that's the Ultim piece right there. Then from MrMr Designs, I have the Decipher in right now, which is really cool. This is a pre-order that is live right now. Again, full video coming on this. It's going to be M390 in production. The first 100 buyers or pre-orders are going to get a price of $245. And then it's going to go up, I think, to $265 after those 100. And then retail is going to be like $275. It is a liner lock with this rainbow or raindrop carbon fiber. Really nice flipper tab. I love that design. It just really catches your finger well. I still think it needs lock bar access, but I don't think they're going to change that on this run. And I think it should have a reversible clip because it comes off the end here. And if you're left-handed, you're going to feel that when you go to do the flip. You just get that digging into your palm, where right-handed, of course, you don't have that issue. It is a hand satin, a beautiful tanto. Again, full video coming. Nice and thin. Love the pivot with the pivot collars. I love the wire clip. I just think it could have been mounted on both sides pretty easy there. And the access is fine. It's just, you know, I would like a little bit more. I love how thin it is. just a really cool knife, ergonomic, comfortable, great size. Yeah, this is a cool piece, guys. And I think for $245 in M390 and raindrop carbon fiber, you know, you're looking pretty good there. So that's the MrMr Designs Decipher. Then I have the Warren Tech, or Warren Tech, I'm not sure which one. This is the updated prototype from QSP. Yes, from QSP. The first one was Best Tech. This is QSP. You have what I believe is a hollow grind. Feels pretty good there. And you have now this choil back here, where on the one that I reviewed originally, the choil was like out to here. It was a little bit too far out. I love this knife, guys. It fires really well. It's really comfortable in hand. It's got a great blade shape for utility cutting. The action is phenomenal. It is lightweight. Lock bar access is great. Works well left-handed. I mean, there's really not much here that you can complain about. Reversible clip. This is definitely one that I plan to pick up. I just have been spending a lot, and dropping another $250 right now is kind of tough. This is open pre-orders right now, $250. It's the Precision Knife Works Warren Tech. I believe on Instagram his name is EDC_custom, something like that. I'll try to link it down below, but I have a video on the Warren Tech. Go check that out. He removed his logo from the pivot. Looks way better like this with it right there. Clip, again, reversible with a filler tab. I mean, this is just, oh, man. It hits and checks all the boxes for me. It really does. I really love this piece. So another video coming on this guy, I think, as well. And that's the Warren Tech. Let's see. I think I have one or two more. These are my prototypes, my prototype, my prototype. Here it is. Okay. So this is the one I wanted to talk about. This is the Winter Bladeco Veyron prototype. Now, that name may change. Right now, this is all Winter Blade, right? Like, he designed and made it and built it and did all that. I asked him to do a magnetic backlock. I basically asked him if he could do a backlock with the sort of magnetic detent system that the Factor has. Because what I really like about the Factor is that it has this snappy detent because those magnets are down there holding it in. You don't have to worry about lock bar pressure, any of that. You just have magnets. And that just seems really cool to me. And you mix that with a backlock, because Colin and I are trying to do a backlock at Debo. So what he did was he was like, all right, I'll look into that. And like a week later, he sent me this Instagram reel of him firing this thing and showing it up. And he called it the Veyron because he just thought the design kind of looked like, I think it's a Bugatti. I'm not a car guy. So I got the prototype, and basically what I said was, this is awesome, right? Like, I love the design. I mean, I love the mechanism. I love all that stuff. I do really like the design. It's just not, like, for me. And most of it is the blade to handle ratio is just a little bit wanting for me, right? And I think overall, it's a little bit out there. And I obviously, if we did this together, and that's the idea here, is to do a collab, Debo and Winterblade, I would want it to be a little bit more of a normal design. And I'm trying, you know, I already talked to Brian about all this stuff. And, you know, I assumed it would go one of two ways, that he would be like, well, I really like it the way it is. And he would just run with it and do his own thing, which 100% would be fine. It's it. You know, so far he's literally done everything, right? Or we could kind of collab, change some things, reiterate, and maybe try to do a second prototype and kind of dial it in with our thoughts in mind, our being me and Colin. And Brian was really receptive to it, and I just want to give him a big shout out for that. I don't know how much he wants me to put out there in terms of this prototype, but I just think it's cool to show people the process. That's one thing I try to do, and I know he does as well, because he's always showing cool stuff that he's working on his Instagram. And I like to show people the process of how I go through things, how Debo has come to life, and all that good stuff, right? Whether you like what we're doing or not, you can kind of see the inner workings. And I thought it'd be cool to talk about this. So the kind of changes we're thinking of doing are, one, blade to handle ratio, kind of an overhaul of the design to make it more normal. And, you know, we're going to kind of collab on it before he makes the next prototype. I want to try to strengthen the D10 a little bit. This is good. Like, you can see that. But if you flick it, it really does fire out. Like, I really wouldn't complain about this, I don't think. It's hard to thumb flick because of the kind of fork thing going on here. But the reverse flick is money. It really is. I love the choil, obviously, but I would get rid of this sharp corner right here. And anyway, we're going to work on blade to handle and all that good stuff. But one thing I noticed when I unboxed it was this right here. And what I said was, how cool would it be to put some jimping here or extend this? And you could basically have a shark lock type thing here and a back lock. What if you had a dual disengagement system on your knife? How freaking cool would it be if you could do the flick flock thing like the shark lock, but then you could also, you know, open the knife and then disengage it down here? I don't know. I just thought that would be a cool idea. And what he told me was he kind of initially was thinking that way, and that's why this sticks out a little bit. But it just couldn't quite fit the way the design was, so he kind of left it this way with just the backlock down here. So in the redesign, we're going to try to incorporate a dual locking system. It's not dual locks. It's the same lock, but dual access to the lock. So you can kind of do the flip-flop stuff here, and then you can also kind of swing it. You can also do the backlock thing down here. So I was thinking either do that or move the backlock up so that it's right here. Because I think if the backlock were in a position where the factor flipper tab is, I think it would be way more fun to kind of, you could flick and then pop it closed, right? Where this one, you kind of got to climb down here. It is doable. But I just think if we're trying to design something that more people would want, then I think going full backlock is going to be tough to sell. Where going like mid-lock would be, I think people could be a little more fidgety with that. I know we're trying to make a fidgety backlock, but hey, what are you going to do? So I think having that dual kind of locking thing would be perfect for this. See how I can kind of get it there? Almost got it. So I think that's going to be really cool. Having it be a little bit more of a streamlined design with good blade to handle ratio, a little bit less, you know, Blade Runner 24,000 or whatever, and messing with the locking system a little bit and maybe trying to get a stronger detent. I think it'll naturally get stronger. He was saying this as well. Once you heat treat it and then, you know, you put the edge on and everything, you're going to lose some weight on that blade. And that might bring the detent up a little bit. But I think it's going to be a sick knife once we get it dialed in. Now, I want to be clear that this is a big work in progress type situation. So don't expect anything like right away. You know, he's got a lot going on with the factor coming in, the Mirage pre-order, but, you know, we are a work in progress on the to be determined, let's call it the Veyron project for now. I was trying to think of cool names for it. And you know how we like to do everything beer related, and he likes to do interesting names like Factor and Mirage. So I was thinking about Delirium, but I don't know if that's a great knife name, the Delirium. You know how like Delirium Tremens felt like that kind of went with his vibe, but it also goes with our vibe. So if you guys have any ideas for cool beer-related names for this knife that mesh with both of our styles, that would be cool. But again, right now, this is basically all him, just my kind of asking for a magnetic detent or a backlock. So I'm not trying to take any credit, you know. He made this prototype by hand or whatever he did it. You know, obviously, I don't think he did it all by hand, but you get what I'm saying. So let me know what you guys think about all of that. Like, what do you think about the idea of the dual disengagement system? About streamlining this a little bit to be a little bit more normal, and all that good stuff. I'm excited about it. I think it would be a really fun project. I also think the sounds on this thing, you hear that? Just really cool. So, all I love you guys. Thank you for checking out all of the prototypes that are in right now. This one I'm sending off to Colin to check out next, so we can get his take on the ideas. And then I'm going to do full videos on probably all these other ones. These two are not really like in production or anything like that. This one is, I believe, I don't know if it's in production right now or if he's waiting for the pre-order to get filled or what, but this one's really cool, guys. I highly recommend you check out the Warren Tech. I'm going to do a full video separately on this guy. And then you, of course, have the MrMr Decipher. And I really like this one as well. This is one that I really dig. So as soon as I find $500 laying around, which does happen occasionally, you know, I'll probably pick both of these pre-orders up. I've just been buying so much shit. And we had, I don't know why I have to explain this to anybody, but our water heater broke. And then we had our contractor come and fix our deck and some other stuff. And basically I spent like $5 or $6 grand on the house last week. And I've just been trying to recoup from that. So the timing, you know, just sometimes the way it goes, can't get them all, but I want them. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I love you all truly and dearly, and I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will catch you later.